Well, I'm here. How are you? Good morning, everybody. How's it going today? I'm getting closer to being on time. I have a problem. I'm easily distracted. I've had that problem my whole life, in school and everything like that. The only time I don't get distracted is during sex. You know what I mean? I pay very close attention to everything I'm doing. Yeah. That's how you get the best results, really. All right. What did I write down this morning? Okay. Trump's got a serious problem, and I'm not sure if it's that serious, really. He's got a lot of Republicans and there's a lot of politicians resigning, but most of them are Republicans. And they're usually not young ones, and they're usually not the ultra-conservative type, but some are, some aren't. Most of them aren't. Most of them just got fed up with the bullshit. Now, you're dealing with people that got into politics for a specific reason, and Trump isn't giving them reason to stay. He's giving them reasons to leave. Now, I don't know how it works. It used to be that if you resigned or something, before the election, that the governor got to appoint a new senator or congressman or whatever. I don't know whether that still holds true in all the states, or if you just leave the seat vacant. I think Trump would love to see the seat vacant, but and he thinks he's going to get it in the midterms, which he might, because he's going to cheat like hell. You all know he's going to cheat. He's a scumbag. There's not an honest bone in that man's body. He hasn't ever done an honest day's work. He doesn't know what it's like to be you and me. So you think he's going to stop screwing around just because we don't want him to? Trump has to be removed from the office, but so does his entire cabinet, including the vice president, in order for this country to change. And I'm not saying that everything he did has to be changed. Modified, yes. ICE has to be gone. And if it's going to stay, then they have to operate without masks, except on specific raids where the court allows it, because they might be putting their families in danger. And they have to be completely vetted. None of those that are there now can stay without being vetted. Vetted means you check their backgrounds thoroughly. If they were involved in January 6th, they have to go. Okay? And when they go, they lose their gun permits. Okay? And their weapons are confiscated. You'll find out a lot of them carry their own weapons at times, So that's a very serious problem with them. But getting back to what I'm saying, now when everything has to go. You have to get rid of Bondi, you have to get rid of, what's the other ones? I can't remember her name. Tulsi Gabbard and all the others that are in there. Mark Rubio has to go, because he's just a two-faced prick. He's just a typical politician. And you don't want typical anymore. You want young, energetic minds. Now, I'm not going to endorse anybody that's out there other than Bernie Sanders, because I think he's kept that opinion for ages, and as long as we don't go. And there's nothing wrong with socialism, folks. It helps young people. It helps people, all right? But it's got to be modified, because pure socialism isn't going to work here, all right? The problem with any political party coming in and trying to do the right thing or do something is that there's 300 million people with 300 million different opinions, all right? So how do you control that? Well, you can control like Trump's trying to do, with fear and intimidation and cheating and lying and whatnot. And that works to a certain degree. That takes care of maybe 20% of it, you know. The rest of it, no. Then you have to remove the expectations of immediate satisfaction or gratification, whichever word you want to use. I guess gratification is probably better. There's not sexual innuendos there. Because that doesn't happen. Everything takes time. All right, so you have to give the new politicians that you bring in, you have to give them time. All right, if they start to show signs of reverting back to Trumpism or McCarthyism or anything like that, the old schools, you just simply have to impeach them. And have other politicians that are willing to go along with that. And then you get rid of them and you start a new election there. All right? Trump wanted basically wants a one-party system. I think there should be a new party called ours. You know? And I think the Republicans and Democrats both have to join ours. Otherwise, nothing's going to work. All right? This policy of Trump's has been proven unsuccessful in the past. Okay? And the larger the population, the larger it is the control. He wants to invade countries. Invading countries means you take on a whole lot of responsibility. If you don't kill them, you have to police them. Right? Now you have other countries that have personal problems that you want to deal with, you know. Okay, we respect Israel, but Israel stays where it is. It doesn't get to expand. Okay? And every person that comes into this country from Israel has to be vetted properly. No more, come on in, you know. Because some of these people are practicing fascism. And that's just not cool. All right? That's the way it goes. That's just not cool. Fascism isn't a good thing. And you can see the pressure that politicians are under. All right? So we have to develop something that allows them to do what they want and get it done, but also to be able to that they don't become politicians again. You know? We don't like politicians. I hate them. I don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans. You know? They're all basically the same. Leadership is a little bit different, but I don't think Schumer's much different than Rubio is, you know, or Vance. All right. I don't remember what I put that down there for. Well, let's go to pedophilia then. All right. Pedophilia apparently is much larger in its spread of participants than most people believe. They're not isolated incidences. People try to brush that under the table, say, that's nothing, let's go, come on. They're just, you know, whatever. And I think it's a much larger problem worldwide than people believe. And it's basically that it's like serfs. You remember that, reading history back in the, what did they call that? I don't know the actual age, Iron Age, Dark Ages, or what have you. But there were serfs. And these were young kids, women, male and female, that were put into service, and they did whatever their owners wanted them to. Their parents gave them to them in a lot of cases because they meant that they'd be in good standing with the king or whatever, you know. And that's basically what Trump wants. Kids deserve the right to grow up and choose what they want to do. All right, that's one of the rights that Trump is trying to take away from people, and that people don't really realize that. He wants you to think the way he wants you to think. He doesn't want you to be free thinking. Free thinking, all right, it can cause problems in politics and conflict and whatnot, but free thinking also allows invention, imagination. You know, things that if we lose them, we're done for. But when we elect people, this time around, let's say we gain control, we have to be willing to accept certain restrictions. Like I believe it's Sweden, I might be wrong, is out there limiting their population to 10 million. That has to be done. And I don't mean killing old folks or denying them health insurance or any of that stuff, because I'm one of those people. I'm also at an age where I don't give a shit anymore. But what you have to do is protect those that are here and limit population growth, or we're not going to be able to feed them in 10 years. The story that I read about a long time ago, about oil, running out of oil in 38 years, and that's been about probably close to 20 some odd years ago or something like that, that I read that, and that would mean the time is coming soon. I look around and I see the planet itself. With Trump in charge, we have less than 10 years or less. All right? Now, Musk, he's going to go to the moon and live. That's good. Stay up there. It's going to cost you a fortune to get anything from us. All right? If I have anything to say about it. But that's what has to be done. All right? Otherwise, you're going to see the kind of war you never you never expected to see in this country or any other country, for that matter. And I really don't want to see that. Sort of it's not just race, it's everything. Everybody against everybody. A general war where there are no sides, there are groups, family units fighting for survival within a community. The community fighting for its leaders, fighting for their leadership roles. And that's where the greed and everything comes in. We're never going to get rid of greed. But maybe we can put it to good use, all right? But you have to start thinking in terms of population control, which nobody wants to think about, all right? They try to do it subtly with contraception, you know. So what that's supposed to do is no unexpected, no unwanted children. All right? And I think that has to be introduced and regardless of the religious aspects of it, it has to be introduced at a very young age, so that they respect that choice, whether you want to have a child or not. All right? So the child that you'll be allowed to have, or that sounds kind of like China or something, but the child that you'll be allowed to have will be given everything they need. They'll be able to get educated, they'll be able to feed them, and they'll be able to have a basically normal life. Otherwise, you're going to see shit happen that you're just not ready for. All right? And we're going to be headed for the dark ages. Okay, I'm done. I can't think of another thing I could say that could truly depress you, you know, so I'm getting out of here while I'm ahead of the game. Anyhow, go over, hit, listen, there was a new subscriber, Wobble, I believe the name was. I want to say hello to him. Glad he's here. Thank you very much for the new subscription. The rest of you people, sign up now. Okay? Hit those subscribe buttons. You'll get notifications about when I'm on the air, when I do live, which is coming up after I post this and edit, do some stuff to it and everything else. My live videos are live videos. I don't edit anything. You know, it's the way it is. You don't like it? Hey, too friggin' bad. Alright, so you can comment there. You know, that's the subscription gives you the ability to find me and yell and scream at me and say, you dumb shit. Okay, I'll take it, you know. In the meantime, everybody have a great day, and I will see you on this video section, in this segment, tomorrow morning. Ciao.